morning. It is morning here in the small yard, big garden, and it is spring. It is the beginning of spring, right? About a couple of days ago, we got socked in with about 5 inches of snow back here, and it happened to come in like the span of 2 hours. 5 inches in 2 hours. And I was grateful because that night there was a freeze. And what happened was the snow created insulation for the flowering trees, and they didn't freeze. How beautiful is that? So welcome back. It's been a while. I haven't been live on Facebook, where I usually do like live stream from the garden. And I haven't. Last season, it was just so hectic. I didn't get to spend a lot of time filming in the garden, but I did a lot of work in the garden. Some things changed, everything from soil. Now, the last time I believe we had video, there was like a trampoline, there was a mural there. We had put down a bunch of mushroom compost on top of that area, and that mushroom compost really did some amazing work, but not that year. That year it was kind of hydrophobic. It didn't allow a lot of water to seep in. But this last season I was able to plant several things. One, the lavender actually did return last season, and you can see it's beautiful now, and getting ready again for another spring. I need to come in and trim some of the twigs out. The sage, the garden sage, came back. It's been going strong. So I think the mushroom compost really helped in this area. I have not brought in soil, except for in this bed last season. I brought in the Kellogg's Organics, which is what I use when I have to add soil. This season, it's compost. Just compost. That's all I'm adding. There comes the Winky dog. She managed to push open the gate, so let's see what she does. So let me get out of the sun's light. I have yarrow coming in here. I'm not sure if the strawberry in here is going to make it, but I have the echinacea popping out. This is basically where spring is at right now in the garden before I start really getting in here and adding a lot of things. The raspberry canes are coming back. Some I got to prune off. That's okay. It's going to feed those canes. The honeysuckle is doing well. The grapevines, they don't start anything. They do have buds on them. I see they're going to be fine, but they don't start just yet. This peach tree, look at this. There's bees all over it. So the peach tree is blooming like crazy, and like I said, now we're not in April 15th, and I always like all bets are off until April 15th, because by April 15th that means then we can start really thinking about the warmer days. It has been hitting 80s since the snow. We're going to drop down into about the 60s for a couple of days. The temperatures are going to be about 37. I believe this will be okay. But all bets are off until April 15th. I mean, we could get another heavy snow. We could get another freeze and lose all this. So I hope not. I hope the flowers are all right. The bees are out. So, I want these pollinators coming into this yard. The rose bush is coming in. I do need to do some pruning there as well. I haven't seen the lemon balm popping up, but what I do have is the fennel. This season also, peppermint is so invasive. This is the tea area, and I do have some cleanup stuff I got to do there, but there is no peppermint coming in yet. Maybe it'll come in, maybe it won't. We'll have to wait and see, but the plan is to bring more chocolate peppermint, because I have found that the chocolate peppermint is the strongest and most bold for peppermint teas, and it really helps clear congestion. So the plan is to bring in more chocolate peppermint. The lemon verbena has not done anything, and I do have sunflowers coming in all over the place. the sunflowers were abundant last season, like crazy abundant. And yeah, so I plan, there's going to be a lot of sunflowers, rogue sunflowers. I don't want that many sunflowers this season. I couldn't even walk through this little section here because there were so many. I still want my sunflowers. I just don't want as many as last year. We have in here, I have a tag there that isn't for that, but I have the little purple blossoms coming in. See that? And this is, I believe, savory. This is not the tag for it. This says acorn squash, but I believe this was a savory, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up again, but it was another herb. I have radishes growing in, and I do have mullein that came in late in the season, last season, so it's good to see that. More compost added in here. So last season this was the pepper bed. This season I think it's going to be the zucchini bed, and I did put more compost in here. The peppers really love this area. Last season I just dedicated this to okra, and then this bed was for tomatoes. This season I'm going to come in, I am going to add soil. I have to add soil. I don't have any right here. There is some compost, but I'm probably going to move it to the side, add the soil, push the compost the other way, add more soil, and then this will be the new pepper bed. They like the brick wall. They like the radiant heat. So I'm going to give them that. The grass spread throughout. This fig is struggling, but I have some new branches coming in. So let's see. I do want to get these in the ground here in the next couple of days. We have some Swiss chard that I did start, cauliflower, more Swiss chard, and then look how beautiful this goji is coming in this season. I had gojis, like I would come out and grab a goji, come in, come out, grab a goji. So this is coming back really strong and probably will be spreading. There's more sunflowers. The snapdragon is coming in, as well as the dianthus. Those are pretty, like they just come back. Then I would say anemone. Anemone. Oh my gosh. And the blueberry is also getting ready. I really need to put this in the ground, and I think I need to put it over there because that raspberry likes it over there. Alice, get out of there. Owlbear. My compost bins, like there's still a lot of cleanup and work and to make this look pretty. I did put potatoes, but I need to get more compost. Not sure if they're going to do well right there. I'm going to try it again, but I'm going to try to do the pile-on method with the potatoes. And I did not. Oh my God. Like shoot myself, right? I do have some little, there's some garlic growing there. One growing there. These are like buds that are little garlic cloves that must have got left behind. Onions here, garlic there, and garlic to the back. So I totally forgot to plant my garlic, and I usually plant it in October, so there's that. Okay, so we've got peas in, and I've got celery in, so we'll see what happens. I loaded this with compost on top. And the newest addition, right? Look at this Swiss chard. This is returning Swiss chard for the third season. Okay, third season, Swiss chard returning, because it reseeds. The new addition are these lovely little quail. Cotternick's quail. Great for small urban homesteads. Okay, they don't take a lot of space. Per square foot you can put about 5 of them, so this is a good little size pan where I can add a few more. And the eggs, we've already started getting eggs there. These are actually older. They are not young, and I know at like, no. You want them young. You want little like the small ones, because One, they start laying at about 7 weeks or 8 weeks. These are 10 months, but what I'm using them for now at this stage is layers, because we have one male in here. This little fella right here is a male, and the rest are female. And so we're using them for breeding right now, to, one, get eggs, because they're still delivering eggs. This is kind of where it's that, I guess, some say the eggs will keep coming, some say they stop so much after 10 months. I don't know. I have people that say they lay up to 2 years, so which is about their lifespan also. So they don't have a very long lifespan. But these are to get our supply of coturnix quail coming in. So that's their breeders. That's what they are. But also we get eggs from them. So I do have a whole tray of now 43. There was one that was cracked. 43 coturnix quail eggs in the house. They have about a 50% hatch rate. So we'll see what happens there. Okay. This structure, it's kind of a mess right now. The tomatoes got pretty heavy. You can see this. This is about, I'm 5'4". I've got about 3 feet above me. So this is about an 8-foot structure. And the tomatoes did get that high last season. I wish I would have filmed it all, but it did not happen. So, again, I'm in New Mexico. Soil. There's content, previous content on soil for New Mexico soil, if you want to check that video out. But right now, and as I said before, I'm in the no-till. I don't till. Everything kind of goes down. Plus, all this debris that's laying down, there's all kinds of pollinators in there. And you want those pollinators. So leaving that debris, leaving it and replenishing it back into the garden is a good step to a healthy garden. Okay, it's like an ecosystem. It's the same thing that happens in the forests, right? So this bed is now in compost stage, where I'm just adding compost. I added soil last season. This season's compost. The tomatoes are going to go back in here because I did put the compost down. I know some people say rotate your crops. I don't have a yard to say rotate, right? I have them where I can add magnesium. I have blood bone. I have ash. I have different things that I can add to amend the soil, but it's going to go again mixed into the compost and just leach down into the soil itself and keep it healthy. So again, the tomatoes are going to go into this bed. I was able to fit, I actually had 5 tomatoes in each box, maybe 6. I think I had 6, but because I kept them trimmed and going up the wood. So it worked out well. I had tons of tomatoes last season. I was able to make a bunch of tomato sauce. Yeah, and we had tomatoes. Like anytime I needed a tomato, I always had a tomato because there was an abundance. I did grow lemon tomatoes, like the big yellow lemon ones. I didn't like those so much, but let me tell you, Amish paste was like the champion. Big, huge tomatoes. So that is about everything that, oh, and the lilac is blooming. Kind of needs some pruning. I have more canes coming in at the bottom of the lilac. I need to do some cleanup in here. But that for now is where I am starting at this season. Okay, not much going on. I will be putting birdhouse gourds this season. I'm not going to be growing kajari. We didn't eat a lot of them last year, and we didn't get a lot of them either, but we didn't eat, even the ones that we got, we didn't eat. So I'm going to try birdhouse gourds. I do a lot of crafting and art, and I'm going to go that route this season. And yeah, so it looks kind of a little beat up this season, I'm not going to lie, but I know what's to come. So I'm still working back here, and I look forward to this growing season and posting and keeping up with more videos in the area. And here comes the finches. Look, the finches are coming in. Tiny little, I don't know if you can see that. It's like in there in the tree. So happy gardening, and may all your days be blessed. Much love. Bye.